Okay, so there's been some news for Marvel Spider-Man 2 that's popped up in the last couple of days, but I wanted to do something a little bit different today. Today, I wanted to jump into the Marvel Spider-Man PS4 subreddit and see what all you guys have to say about some of that news that's been going on for the last couple of days. But before we jump into this, if you cannot wait to get your hands on Marvel Spider-Man 2, October 20th is coming sooner than you think. Scroll down, hit the thumbs up button, share your hype with me. Let's go for 5,000 likes on today's video. And with that being said, let's jump into the subreddit and see what everyone has to say. Yeah, okay, I saw this article from Screen Rant. The next game from Insomniac being a Spider-Verse game is just not a good idea. Do not sign me up for that. I'm not down. I don't think that they should do anything Spider-Verse related for the Marvel Spider-Man franchise. I think it should stay contained in its own world and doing its own thing. I know we got Insomniac Spider-Man popping up and stuff like that and Across the Spider-Verse, but I feel like all that stuff isn't technically canon to the actual games, if you ask me at least. Peter, don't reveal your identity to anyone. Miles, a few weeks of being Spider-Man.
My name is Walter Hartwell White. I live at
He's
308
not wrong.
Deborah Arroyo Lane,
He's
Albuquerque,
not
New
wrong.
Mexico.
At the end of Miles Morales, Miles has his mask off and he pretty much reveals his identity to all of Harlem. It's a wild moment. And I mean, there's a lot of people out there that are fully aware that Miles Morales is Spider-Man. Okay, I won't lie, I don't really like the Hurricanrana finisher. It is quite slow. And then they showed another finisher here, that's this one where they make them punch themselves. I kind of like this one, but I honestly hope that in Marvel Spider-Man 2, the takedowns are a lot quicker and they don't have ones that like break up the momentum like this. I mean, the ones that we got in the actual Marvel Spider-Man 2 gameplay demo were really clean. So if they're all like that in the game, both for Miles and for Peter with the symbiote, then I'll be happy. Just quick, you know, give us a cool little animation and get out of there. Let me get back into the fight. Okay, no, seriously, this is crazy. If you get one of the collectibles, the backpacks around the city in Spider-Man PS4, you find out that Sandman is trapped in this tiny little vial. I don't know what's going on with that, but I imagine he's gonna break out of it at some point and we're gonna fight Sandman. Hopefully in Spider-Man 2, but if not, almost certainly in whatever the next Spider-Man installment will be. Okay, so this person here, Kermit the Frog, writes, how do you think they're going to explain the Avengers being away in Marvel Spider-Man 2? I think that's actually a really interesting question, because in Spider-Man PS4, when you take a picture of the Avengers Tower, Peter just kind of explains away that he thinks they're on the West Coast, which is kind of how we all thought that the Avengers game from Crystal Dynamics was gonna be connected. But now you gotta wonder, what are the Avengers doing now? You know, why aren't they here in New York City when we got Kraven and we got Venom roaming around and the Lizard attacking the city? Where are the Avengers? If they're still on the West Coast, then I guess so be it. But honestly, I would be super down if we get a cameo or two from other Marvel heroes popping up in Marvel Spider-Man 2. I don't want to see like the Avengers come into action and help us out during a fight or anything like that. I would like this to be just a Spider-Man story. But I mean, if Wolverine pops in for a second, you know, has a little fight with Venom, and then if we get something like Iron Man swooping in to help us out with the fight or something like that, or even just a cutscene that shows that Iron Man exists within the universe, that would be kind of cool. It would be just as cool if you subscribe right now and turn on those notifications to be immediately notified when my next Marvel Spider-Man 2 video goes live. I'm not asking for a lot. I'm not asking for them to have like big roles in the game. Just a small, tiny little cameo would be nice. Okay, I like this. They're comparing the Ganke in Across the Spider-Verse to what Ganke is like in the Spider-Man Miles Morales game, and then now as well in Spider-Man 2. I agree. Ganke's doing a great job at being a really good friend to Miles in the game versus in the movie. He was like, you know what? I don't want to be your guy in the chair. This was an interesting theory here. Somebody mentioned that they're betting that Feast gets renamed to the Emily May Foundation, and I actually have a feeling that they may be right about that. Somebody posted here saying, I just noticed this. The symbiote is connecting to his web shooters and then projecting itself out of the nozzle instead of just flinging from his hand or wrist, which is kind of a nice touch. I actually didn't notice this as well. And yeah, you can see it right there. The symbiote is coming out of the web shooter, and I actually think that that's pretty cool, honestly. I did not think that they added that little attention to detail, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what the symbiote is going to be like in this game, what the storyline will be like, and I cannot wait to get my hands on it and actually try out all those symbiote moves. This is an interesting question. If Spider-Man 2 has DLCs, what should they be about? And honestly, I'm wondering if in general Spider-Man 2 will have a DLC expansion, and I really hope it does. Sony has done a great job with games like Horizon Forbidden West or even Ghost of Tsushima by adding these incredibly expansive DLCs to the game. You know what, Ghost of Tsushima, one of my favorite games of all time. We had this incredible single player experience, and then they released this multiplayer mode that was just as fun. So in my headcanon, imagine if they had like a multiplayer mode for Spider-Man 2 drop after the release. This way we get a nice single player experience out of the game, and then there's this cool like horde mode where it's the multiverse, where it's the Spider-Verse, and you have Spider-Gwen as a playable character on top top of Miles and Peter. I wouldn't want it to be canon to anything. I wouldn't want it to have any story implications. I would just want it to be specifically and strictly just a multiplayer mode that they toss in there if that's something that they think they're capable of doing. I don't know. I know some people are going to disagree with me. I know that co-op is like a bad word for some of you guys and you don't like hearing that. But again, if we just got that awesome single player experience and then a DLC expansion with co-op down the road, we get the best of both worlds. And a similar situation what happened with Ghost of Tsushima, and that was very successful if you ask me. But if we do just get a single player expansion for DLC, then I also wonder what they're going to do with it and what villains they might introduce or what they might make that whole expansion about. Because with Spider-Man PS4, when the collector's edition was revealed for that game, we already knew at that point that there was going to be a DLC expansion as it was part of the collector's edition add-ons. So the fact that the collector's edition for Spider-Man 2 doesn't include anything like that makes me wonder if it's going to happen at all. Okay, this is what I really wanted to talk about. They actually released in HD now the official clip from Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, where we actually see that Ganke is playing Marvel Spider-Man 2. There it is. As you can see, that is Marvel Spider-Man 2 right there on the monitor. And the reason that you can tell, if I scroll back actually really quick, is if you look closely right here, you can actually see that L1 attack wheel that was available and featured in the Marvel Spider-Man 2 gameplay demo. You know, when you hold L1 and you press a face button, you get to do one of those cool symbiote moves. Now, when you look closer, if we continue with this clip, you can actually notice he's not using the symbiote suit here. This is just Peter with the iron arms that we saw in the reveal trailer. Now, this isn't the full widescreen version of the clip. It's just zoomed in on the monitor there, which is what we all want to see. But again, if we just scroll through the gameplay, you can see once again, there's that little weapon wheel. There's the mini map. This is definitely Marvel Spider-Man 2. And I hope we get to see that gameplay in some official way soon. I'm so glad that Insomniac went right out of the gate with Marvel Spider-Man 2 at that PlayStation showcase and showed off the symbiote suit. We've all been wondering if Peter was going to have it in this game, and it's great to see it in action and to see all those moves. It was amazing. But now I'd really like to get an idea as to how Peter operates without the symbiote, and also what I'm really wondering and very interested to find out when we get our hands on this game is whether or not you can switch on the fly between the symbiote suit and the classic red and blues, because then that would enhance gameplay so much. Imagine if just you're doing a cool symbiote move, switch into the red and blue suit, then you're doing some awesome stuff with the iron arms. It would be amazing. I don't know if that's going to happen. We'll have to wait and see, but I would go crazy for that. And for anyone that was doubting, Insomniac confirmed themselves that Ganke is indeed playing Spider-Man 2. So no, this is not Spider-Man PS4. This is not Spider-Man Miles Morales. But also in some weird meta way, if he's playing Spider-Man 2, wouldn't Ganke be playing a game that reveals Miles' identity as Spider-Man to the entire world? I don't know. It makes my brain start to hurt when I start to think of the implications of this specific scene. Somebody posted here, Insomniac on Twitter, and Insomniac said, "We're excited to debut the title track from Marvel Spider-Man 2 at the Game Awards 10-year concert at the iconic Hollywood Bowl on Sunday, June 25th. Swing by if you're in the LA area." I had no idea this was happening. I really wish I was in LA. I cannot wait to hear actually what the score is going to be for Marvel Spider-Man 2. John Paisano did a great job with the score in Spider-Man PS4. It's so triumphant. And then as well, transitioning that into Spider-Man Miles Morales while still having the same feel from the original score and then having that Miles Morales flair. I thought that was incredible. And I'm very excited to hear what the score is going to be like for Spider-Man 2, especially what they're going to do for the symbiote. I'm pretty sure we actually got a hint at the score from both the PlayStation Showcase that we just recently got, that Kraven trailer, and then as well the reveal trailer for Marvel Spider-Man 2 as they share that same musical note. It sounds very menacing, so I'm looking forward to hearing what this is going to sound like. I hope that they release the title track online after the actual concert takes place. And I think that'll do it for today. We covered a lot over on the Reddit for Spider-Man PS4. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. A bit of a different sort of thing. You know, there wasn't a ton of news out there, but I wanted to hear what you guys were saying in the community, because at the end of the day, that's what makes these Spider-Man games great, is that we all get to be excited for them together. And with that being said, now I want to kick it to you guys. Sound off with your thoughts in the comment section below. First of all, what do you think about the high quality clip of the Marvel Spider-Man 2 gameplay that was in Across the Spider-Verse? And also, are you excited to hear potentially the title track for Marvel Spider-Man 2? I hope they release that online come June 25th. Sound off with your thoughts in the comment section below. If you enjoyed today's video, hit that thumbs up button. I've been Caboose, and I'll see you guys later.